I sent it, and he called me a couple days, and I was on my way out of town at the time, and he was like, "Where you at?" Cause I thought he was gonna call me like, "Man, this joint garbage." He was like, "Man," "Where you at?" I said, "I'm on my way out of town to take care of something out of town." I say, "Wow, what's up?" And he was like, "Nah, I was trying to see, was you trying to come out here and let's do that play?" So I say, "LA?" So he was like, "Yeah." So I paused for a minute, and he was like, "What's up? What you doing?" I said, "What I'm doing, I'm making a U-turn right here on this freeway. I'm on my way back to Atlanta."
Hey, it's over. It's whatever I had planned. It's no plans.
Man, hey, let me tell y'all something, and this is something I ain't really never told nobody, but at the time when I was going out of town, y'all know how they had them big billboards on the side of the freeway?
Yeah.
When you be going out of town, driving down the freeway, like big billboard.
Yeah.
At the time, I had just read a billboard, and I ain't gonna never forget. I was in South Carolina, and the billboard said, "You haven't seen nothing yet." So
that's fire.
After that, I was driving back to Atlanta, and when I got to Atlanta, I said he called me because he never gave me his number at the time. He called me and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get you a flight. I'm gonna get you a flight, but I'm gonna call you in the morning, later on the night, and let you know your reservations for the flight." I was like, "Cool." So I go back to my house, I'm packing, I'm getting things ready to do, never called. So I was like, damn. So after that, I was like, it was probably like 4 a.m. And after he ain't never called, man, I was like, man, like I was a broke dude. I went and booked my own flight. I did all that. So when he called, he ended up calling me at 6 that morning, which it was 3 in LA, 3 a.m. in LA. And he was like, "Man, my bad, I fell asleep." He was like, "But I'm gonna make your arrangement." I said, "Make your arrangements." I said, "P, I'm on my way to LA. I'm on my way to the airport right now. I already booked my flight. You ain't got to book nothing for me." I said, "I'm on my way." So he was like, "All right, come on. I got somebody to get you." And after I landed, I got there. They was having a casting over in Santa Monica at the time for another film he was doing. And after that, the rest was history. Like one thing I could say about him, and I can't take nothing away from him. A lot of artists are try to count other people's pockets and think what they have, you supposed to have. Yeah. And one thing I can never say about him, I booked my flight that day. I think my flight was probably about 800 because it was just that one day that I booked it. And when I got to LA, me and him, we left the casting that he was having, and he was going to check me in my hotel. Man, that dude went in his pocket. He was like, "How much?" He said, "How much your flight?" I said, "I don't know, it's probably $800." So he went in his pocket and just said, "Huh." So when he said, "Huh," I was like, "All right," but I ain't want to look like no peon and get the counting right in his face. I just want to put it in my pocket, and I ain't never looked. But then he checked me in the Bel Air Deluxe Hotel in Beverly Hills, and I went to the hotel and I looked in my pocket, and that dude they gave me $11,000.
That's what's up. Shouts out to P, a real one. Hey, he said he planted that seed. Hey, that's when you just take it, put it in your pocket, you pray on it, and watch it grow.
Man, look, he gave me $11,000.
That's love.
And I called him. And I was like, "P, man," I said, "What you give me this for?" I said, "Man, you ain't gotta give me this kind of money, man. I'm here to make money." I'm like, man, I said, "I'm a hustler, man. You ain't got to do this." He was like, "Nah, my nigga, we gonna make more than that." So I was like, "Shit, I ain't gonna argue with you. I ain't gonna say no more." And the rest was history, man. We just started working.
Not to cut you off, but I have to say this because this amazes me. Off of the strength that you said alone, we have to remember for everybody that's gonna watch this and that's watching it, like this man T Miles, you basically took a leap of faith. You didn't know how to do the playwriting. You didn't know how to do none of this stuff. Like, and that's why I always tell people it's so important to walk in your purpose. And like my pastor say, use what you got. You Googled it. Use what you got. If you gotta Google it, you gotta Google it. If you gotta hit the books, you gotta hit the books. So shouts out to you for that. Because that's type of thinking, I think sometimes is so important because people overthink and then they get stuck. And sometimes it's just that simple, picking up a phone and finding the answer.
You gotta understand. I came out of the projects to where the richest dude in my neighborhood was probably worth what $200,000 cash that he had in a shoebox. So for me to be knowing somebody at the time that was worth 500 million and was labeled as the richest entertainer in the world, I'm like, man, I might have dropped out of school, but I'm about to Google this and figure this out.
Right.
So, and I mean, like all praise to Allah, it worked out for me. It worked out for me. I learned so much from that dude. It was crazy. He was a part of my plan of who I, in the physical world, who I am today.
Then you became the A&R No Limit. So how was the A&R life? No Limit.
I mean, the A&R life was good. Like I had been, a lot of people didn't know, man, being with P, man, like almost every day. Of course, I got rights to hear every song that he had that no one had ever heard. So I'm like, man, what are you doing, man? Let's just put this out. Now we just doing films at the time. So he like, in due time. I'm like, nah, man, nah, we need to put this out now. And he was like, nah, due time. So he called me one day and he was like, man, you ready? I was in Atlanta. I said, yeah, I'm ready for what? And he's like, man, we're gonna do this music. We're gonna bring this music back. I was like, yeah, I'm ready, man. We should have been did that. And he was like, you got some artists over there, or some people. And at the time, I had already was over here doing music in Atlanta and had my own little movement going on at the time with artists that I had. And he was like, he had his eyes set on a certain artist that was already over here. And I was like, nah, I got somebody fired in that. Nah, I got somebody fired in that. She's winning every showcase. She's doing it all. Like, yeah. And he flew here and we signed him. And after that, I mean, we was going to the studio on his project and Rome project and man, their project. And I mean, P he's a very talented dude, man. And a lot of people don't really give him his credit and his flowers as they should, but a lot of stuff that dude could be doing that he don't do.
Yeah. And that's real. That A&R, that's when I really got hip to you, A&R, because we was chasing the music dream as well. And that's why I started noticing. I seen you was getting a lot of people in them No Limit doors at that time.
You was a lot.
Yeah, and there was a lot of Atlanta people too. It was like, you was getting, and you was just doing it. You was working, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of A&Rs, they played a role, and I think they bleed artists more, but you was really getting people deals.
Man, I was doing a lot for people, man, and I was going into a lot of trenches, from Detroit, from a lot of hoods, man, that other people wouldn't even go. And I was just trying to do whatever I could to help people because I know coming from where I come from, I know how important dreams are. And I also know about how important it is when you like the black sheep or when the underdog, people don't want to deal with you. I mean, in this industry, what I've learned, a lot of people that you think men, they're not men. And that's where I felt like, man, being as though I feel like Allah put me through what I went through in life to get me ready to be able to go out here in these wilderness and deal with these wolves that really, man, really not wolves. It's just they having no choice to be wolves. And a wolf don't understand another wolf until you both are wolves. And that's what it made it more comfortable for me to go ahead and deal with certain people that wouldn't deal with others. And they would listen to whatever I would really tell them. And I was trying my best to help them. So if P wasn't even dealing with them on the music because at the time they just wasn't fit, I was finding out a way myself to create films and help break them as actors to artists to scoring their music in a film to showing their video at the end. Whatever I could do, I was trying to do.
Okay, so I have a question. What do you feel is more important for artists? So you have an artist that comes to you and they want to develop a movie, or you have an artist that's coming to you and they want to act. At what point do you feel like, which one do you think would be more important to their career?
Or rap or whatever.
No, just these two. I want to know out of these two. But this person is not a full-time film producer. This is just somebody that has a project that they may want to do or has a project that they may want to act in. Which one would you say, and they have the funds available, which one would you say is more important for that person?
If they have the funds, I would say, man, do your own film. Do your own film. Be the star. Be the star of that film. Because for one, it gives you got to understand. If you come to me as an actor or artist, but you want to act, if you come to my film, that's going to limit you. Because for one, that you giving me the power to put you in a position to